All right, card number 4 here. I've done a lot of these cards before. You can see them on the channel here. And I was just kind of giving a demonstration of more of the clouds and this portal right here going off into the distance, and just showing how you can utilize different values of your clouds to kind of expand on this visual range distance of the forms and here of the texture, the cloud textures here. So anyways, that being said, I just added in some of these trees to show how you can turn this just general cloudy foundation into a complete scene. And I wasn't taking time to go out and find some of the other trees that I had. I just did this with one tree and then the leafless pine tree right there. But it could use a little bit more kind of variation in scale here. So I'm going to add in a few extra elements right here. We'll go at the top of the spruce tree here. It's just a wider tree, so it's not so much of the same kind of thickness of this existing pine going around. Okay, so it provides a little bit of contrast in there in terms of I don't know, I guess it's width. And I'm utilizing the same vanishing point right here. So I'm always having my main tree, in this case, the larger one, the dominant tree, pointing right to that. And that's the vanishing point for all of these right here. And sometimes I'm just using a very small little tip of it, okay? But again, it's pointed right there to that billow. You just kind of pick a point, within your area and aim it towards it. I would generally do it towards, some sort of object, but this is like a large space right in here, so I've chose that billow right here, but it could be anywhere, that you want in here. All right, let's just keep it at that. I might put a quote up here or something of that sort. All right, let me go and find some other elements to put right in here. I think it'll be some birds or something like that. I'm not sure. All right, we have this matted up, formatted with the quote, and eagles added. And let's add in a little bit of the white pigment ink in here. I didn't add any. It's pretty soft as is, though, without doing any of this. 100% cotton ball, white pigment ink. Not too much, though. You don't want a big slathering. You want it to go on kind of like, almost like you're applying a powder to your piece, where it's going on very, very, lightly, gently, where you can barely see it. Okay, now my white pigment ink pad is fairly dry, though, okay? And again, we're adding it with a cotton ball, which is like the softest applicator we could probably use, I'm guessing. So you want a soft look, use a soft applicator, but also don't have a big slathering of almost like paint on here, okay? You want it to be a very dry application. And you say, well, my pad is really wet. Well, you ink up and then you dab it off a few times or many times, and depending on how wet it is, and you'll be using a dry application of that ink. Not just white ink, any ink that you might be using. So you want to control the amount that you're applying. So the easier it is to control would be the less of it you're applying at any given time. So you extend the process out by just having it drier in this case, and the lighter you want it to be, the more taps you do, okay? You kind of adding that illumination through here a little bit. This one would be cool with some light beams too, but we just did that, so I don't know. I won't do that again. But I think that looks pretty good. It looks like soft and heavenly, and you know, there's a lot of textural contrast in here. Pretty, you know, easy composition, simple one, but I think very effective and rich. Rich within its simplicity. All right, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the card.